Oh, hi everyone. This is the Chakra Oracle card for Thursday the 7th December 2023. If you're watching them going along when I'm doing them, but it can resonate whenever. Like I said, everything I do is timeless. But so everything I do is timeless, everything I do is channeling. But when I say some things are happening in real time. Like I know that because it's getting confirmed to me by people. And yeah, just and I can just sense. So what else? Yeah, so everything I do is, I don't know if I said that already, but I'm quite tired. So everything I do is channeling. So everything that I say during this is going to mean something to someone, even if it's just one person, but it's going to be more than just one person. It means something to. I don't know why they're getting me to say the bit where I'm a medium as well. So there might be one of your loved ones speaking through me during this, and I'm not even going to realise. I'm quite tired, so that's usually when that happens. More can happen whenever though, so just always pay attention. If you feel like, oh, that's something that so-and-so in the spirit world used to say to me, then they're delivering a message. I don't always say that at the start of these ones, unless I was actually going in doing mediumship, so it must be significant. Yeah, so I clear and heal energy and everything I'm doing. So I'm not just reading cards, I'm clearing and healing energy. So yeah, so like I said, it's like I always say, I'm a Reiki master and a shaman as well. So where, I might be guided to hold my hands up to send you it like that. It's just my preferred way is doing it this way. So and obviously I'm here to bring people clarity if you hadn't worked that one out, wherever you're a bit stuck and lost. So basically, especially in the twin flame journey. But what's happened with this is I don't think I like this jumper. Like I wore it once and I filmed a video that is the one that's on the paid platform, the Ko-fi. And I just actually watched it tonight and I'm really freaked out because I'd already decided I was going to wear this, right? Because it's kind of like, I feel with someone watching this too, whether you're a divine feminine or a divine masculine, I feel you're really tired, but you're having to go on with something. Like you're at the last hurdle or something like that, because it's like, I could have easily just sat here and just kind of, I could have either, just done my hands, or I could have actually just sat like, chilling. But it was like something in me was like, no, I want to film Thursdays, and I want to film Thursdays, Fridays, and if I can film Saturday, Sunday, brilliant. But I'm going to film Thursdays and Fridays because it's Wednesday nights I'm doing this, so that I don't need to be filming these ones every day. So again, it's like the way they're saying it to me is it's like somebody's feeling very tired. Yeah, like I feel like that analogy, like running a race again. Like you're almost at the end, but you're exhausted. And you've sacrificed a lot of time and energy, because you keep pulling me up to the word sacrifice lately. So that can be for divine feminine or divine masculine. Again, I tend to channel more of the time for divine masculines, but always open that it's going to resonate with divine feminine too, because actually divine feminine messages have been coming through. Well, actually, when I say that, when I do the therapy ones, I'm channeling for both. So whatever, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm tired, but it's part of it. However I'm feeling is part of how someone's feeling that's listening to this. What else? Oh yeah, so that's why, yeah. So I feel that's why I'm extra tired. Neptune went there, so Neptune goes direct today on the day that I'm filming this, the Wednesday. So we're in Neptune direct in Pisces now. So remember, Neptune rules Pisces. So although it's direct, there's always going to be an element of confusion as far as I'm concerned, because Neptune's is magical, mystical, very spiritual, dreams, all of the amazing stuff, synchronicities, signs, but the shadow side is deception, lies, confusion, like misunderstandings, things that are an illusion. So, but basically what's interesting specifically for twin flames. So, just to clarify, remember Neptune rules Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, but it was retrograde in Pisces from June of this year. So if you think back to anything that was happening in your life, any mix-up, misunderstandings, things that just didn't make sense, like, you just couldn't work out what was going on, or awkwardness, or I don't know, different things with people. It doesn't need to be you and your twin flame, but it absolutely can be, because I'm a twin flame divine channel. This is for twin flames, but it could be anyone misunderstood, something that just you know couldn't get to the bottom of, that's been going on from about June, or it could even be before that. And now it's like, wherever you've been looking at a situation with rose-coloured glasses, like, so again, definitely for where people have been involved with people that aren't for their highest good, whether it be romantic or otherwise, business, friendships, whoever in your life, you could really, you know, like I called the weekly energy reading, the rose-coloured glasses are off, you know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to see quite crystal clearly, excuse the pun, a lot of people's true intentions where you never saw it before. So just, you know, look out for that unfolding. And especially because, so on the day that you're going to be watching this for, unless like, again, I might just publish this one tonight for tomorrow, but whenever you're watching it, I use, sometimes if I'm still awake, which I often am, at midnight, so that it says, you know, the 7th, I'll probably publish it at midnight my time, but unless I forget. But anyway, the point is Thursday the 7th is a Libra moon, and Friday the 8th is that'll be when it's conjunct the South Node, and the South Node's the past, so there'll be a lot of people releasing things to do with their past. And the thing is, if you're not releasing things to do with the past, you're probably stuck in procrastination, you know, procrastinating, indecision, stuck basically. And like I said, in particular for divine masculine energies, regardless of gender, when you're constantly stuck in a feeling of confusion and indecision, that is spell work as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? It's like I said, spell work is black magic. Spell work and black magic are gossip, manipulation, confusion, illusion. You know, it's just something to keep somebody stuck. And this is what I help get people unstuck with. And that's what you've seen recently, people celebrating that on the channel, that through using the meditations and everything, that yeah, people are getting unstuck where they felt stuck, you know, from their own work. So it's absolutely amazing. And that's what was exciting about when I ran the challenge last year, when that really helped people. And I might spontaneously, you know, who knows, I might spontaneously do it again, but I'd always felt if I was going to do that challenge again, that I was actually going to step it up a gear and it would be a paid event. So I'll either do it again the way I've done it, or I might do something like that. But anyway, and if you're wondering what the challenge is, it's my Fuck It Let's Go challenges in the playlist, and it's basically about getting you to take messy action somewhere in your life where you're not taking it. So but I often don't decide to do something till the last minute, so it really just depends. I'll have a, do you know what? I'll have a clearer head once I've tidied this office. And because I seem to have so much, it's really weird, because it's like 20 to 8 as I'm filming this. And I'd probably be in the bath right now, or I'd be, you know, watching a film or something like that. Like, I usually wind down at this kind of time. Like I said, I'm awake, but tonight I've got loads of energy, so that's why I'm wanting to film these, and then I'm going to tidy some of this office. So again, I feel there's things that you want to tidy up, clean up in your life, you know, energetically, literally, spiritually, whatever. It's like clearing karma. That's what I feel like. And as I'm saying this, there's a lot of healing going to my back, my heart. So for those of you that are new, when I say it's going to my heart, it means that there's healing that's going out to you, to your heart, if you're open to it. And so also what I was going to say is, this weekend is a Scorpio moon weekend, so that's going to be really intense. And like I keep saying, it's just anything Scorpio related, but especially when the planet of love is in Scorpio, it's like sex in the air kind of thing. So like I said, that could be a good or a bad thing depending on what's on your life, what's going on in your life. Any of the, I was going to say males, but yeah, I keep doing that, but any of the males or females that, you know, just that you feel that if you're in any kind of doubt about being around people where you could be in a vulnerable position, like obviously through alcohol is the main one for any gender, just be aware of that like Scorpio moons are, I would say, the most heightened time for when people can do some dark stuff, from trapping people to any kind of anything like that, you know, more fucked up stuff to do with sex. But yeah, it's be very wary. Yeah, look, completion's on the bottom, but we've already had that one, so I'm not reading that one. But it's endings, you know. I mean, in Scorpio is the death card too, endings, release. So just for some reason, and they're pulling me the word spell casting. So this already feels very Scorpio the way I'm saying this. Oh, It's because, again, Venus is in Scorpio at the early degrees, and it's conjunct my Pluto. So I'm going to go quite deep and dark with these, like, you know, to enlighten people about the dark situations that are going on. So when they're pulling me at the word spell casting, and like I've said before, I have to clarify this, it's a box of cards I've got, which are beautiful cards. I just don't like the name of them. So just, yeah. But again, I feel it's more they're homing in on people are waking up from the spells. It actually reminds me of the bit in the Stepford Wives, if you've ever seen that. Oh my God. Do you know what? I'll make an exception. That's quite creepy, isn't it? Completion. I just leapt out this time. I did read that. Maybe I didn't read it the other time. Maybe I just showed it. And dissipating. Right, these are the cards I feel. I usually just read one, and then one of these cards. Got a bit of a headache when I said that too. Yeah, so I'm definitely right. They're either telling me that I'm picking up on the people that this has been done to you in the past, and you're waking up from it. You're waking up from a spell, or you're still in it. So if you're still in it, it's kind of like, I'm just going to keep putting these out there to help the people wake up from where they're getting tricked and hoodwinked and all that kind of stuff. But like I always say, like, you know, it's people are only going to wake up from their dreams, nightmares when, you know, as in with a dream, you're only going to go forward with a dream when you're ready. And from a nightmare, you're only going to see it's a nightmare when you're ready to see it. Because you keep pulling the word dream. Yeah, but Neptune direct, yeah, so anyway, with that bit in the Stepford Wives, they just flashed that up for a reason. You know, it is like they're all basically like, you know, they all get put under a spell. You know, they become somebody that's not themselves to kind of, I will be this way for my husband kind of thing. So you don't need to be a wife, you could be a guy that it's like, you know, something's come over you and you act not how you usually would. And it actually doesn't need to have come from a romantic partner. It could come from anyone in your life. It could come from the influence of friends or family or people you work with or anyone, or like people in the world, like false light gurus and shit like that. I mean, that's what you got to watch with Neptune and Pisces, even when it's direct as well. Like, it is illusions. And that's what frustrates me, because I could see through all of that, like, really easily. I've spoken to loads of people that help, like other twin flame people that help people on this journey, and I've enlightened them about false light. Like, that's how powerful I am with my Pluto placement. Like I said, not everybody is able to see through the dark like some other people are. So I know that is a strength of mine. So so maybe they're wanting you to look at what's a strength of yours. Like, what is there something that you're able to see through in life or in the world in general that other people can't? You know what I mean? Yeah, confusion. Like, I help people out of the confusion in their life. And which is obviously dissipating right now. Right, okay, so I'm just like, is that what you wanted me to say about the... But yeah, I mean, the Stepford Wives thing, like, the download I actually had was about something else in the world, if you know what I'm saying. It was like, I feel like that's what's happening too. People are waking up from where they were unfortunately tricked to take something that they were told was going to help them. But what, oh yeah, sorry, this is really deep. Like, sorry, not sorry, I know it's triggering, but I mean, it is just coming through. That's what's dissipating. The bullshit, like, that's... I wondered, because that was ages ago. That was like last year I got that download, and then I watched that film again recently, but not that recently. But they just flashed it up. It's like, it's the collective that felt that that was the right thing for them to do. If they haven't already, or a lot of people are starting to wake up, like that scene in Stepford Wives. They're like, what the fuck? Like, why am I wearing these clothes? And why am I acting like this? And you know, because it's like, and so it's like, what that's saying to me is a lot of people are going to start waking up to, like, wait a minute, this is actually affecting my health, and it's not helping me at all. It's doing the complete opposite. And that's why I keep saying there's going to be a time when I'm extremely busy and I'll not be twiddling my thumbs for Zoom calls, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to need healers that know how to help them. Yeah, despondence, yeah, because that is what that does. It can alter your moods, put you in a state of grief. Despondence, grief, these are not good words, and they've drew me to that after I've just said that. Anyway, I don't need to explain the completion card with that either. Right, so let's move away from that, but it's significant. So again, this is it's got a very Scorpio vibe, guys, because it's conjunct my Pluto. It's just very Scorpio. And it would have had, I don't think it would have had the same effect had I been sitting here in my jammies. Except to be the God's honest truth is, I've got jammy bottoms on the bottom and I've got my tops. So, but they do match. It's quite funny. I do it for me. Look, Beetlejuice, like Beetlejuice. Anyway, I know. I didn't need to tell you that about it. So, final sunset. A life comes to a spectacular close. He was raised in an orphanage and never wore new boots until he enlisted in the army in 1942. By the end of the war, he was decorated veteran and had survived many of his brothers had not. Later, he became an actor. He was well loved, but his history will remember him as a war hero. When he was finally laid to rest, Goddess smiled upon him as she received him into the heavens. This is a reminder to cherish all the beauty in your life, including endings. Reflect upon your part in history and discover what you value most. Do you fear completion or embrace it? So obviously because that has come out on one of the other days. I can't remember what one. Might have even been the very first day. Came out somewhere. What this is about. Or maybe I read it for one of you when I was doing the personal ones. I don't know. But it did come out at some point. There's endings going on for people this week, you know, and again, I feel there's going to be a lot of an end to the lies with Neptune direct. And so if you haven't watched the weekly energy reading, you might want to watch that, because that's what that was all about. People, again, the rose-coloured specks coming off for people. And so it can also be like people seeing the true colours of karmics. Wait a minute, that card's in this deck. But it can also be people seeing the truth of their twin flame, like where maybe people didn't realise what the connection was really about. Like they could have feared it and thought it was something bad, and then actually been like, oh my God, this was like destined for me and it was a good thing. I mean, good isn't even a big enough word, but your twin flame is a gift. They're a gift to you, you're a gift to them. But obviously you've got to go through all the clearing energy, which is painful and challenging. And I can't be bothered going into all of that because I don't want to be sitting here all night. You know, if you're on it, you know. I am present in the moment. How am I present in the moment? How do I respond to the idea of completion? Like basically, do you run away from an ending? Do you want to know the ending? A lot of divine masculines, regardless of gender, you know it's true, those of you out there, men and women, and whatever you identify as, a lot of masculines just don't want to find out the end of this. Like they don't want to know. Oh, there's a card in this deck that says the end, or the end of the story. It's like the masculines don't want to find out. Is it going to be a happy ending or a sad ending with the twin flame? You know what I mean? And some are scared to end things with karmic, anyone, romantic or otherwise, because it's speed of change. But I suppose it's what's dissipating is knowing that you can't, like this situation's dead. You know what I mean? It's like, it's dead, it's breaking up, it's dissipating, things are changing anyway. Honouring your legacy, a natural ending to a grand adventure. And it's like a karmic adventure. Do you know what I mean? Not everybody's karmic situations are like really dark and horrible. Like you might have spent a nice time with someone, but it's come to an end. It's different for different people. A new beginning on the horizon, a new adventure, honouring those who give to us. The keywords are achievement, determination, and fulfillment. Allow all your feelings about endings to come to you, whatever they may be. Do you fear them or rejoice in them? Do some journaling to find clarity here. It's on page 29 again. So that's like when I've been saying that full moon in Gemini, which was on the 27th of November, really meant that from the 27th to around the 29th, you know, around that kind of period, so many huge subconscious blocks were coming to the surface for many people on this twin flame journey, divine feminine and divine masculine. And then the 11th, and also I feel it was a follow-on from the 11th of November and also the 10th of October, like, you know, the 10, 10, 11, 11 portals, but the 11, 11 in particular really just quickly woke a lot of masculines up in quite a profound way is what I felt, and I got chills when I said that. And what I was laughing at was, well, I wasn't laughing, but I thought that's fucking weird. In that video that I filmed that's on the Ko-fi, I was wearing this jumper. It was the first and only time I've worn it because I'm not even sure if I like it. But anyway, the point is, it was quite weird that I'd already decided I was going to wear this. And then I've been guided to watch that. So there's some kind of, that was a weird timeline thing, I think. You might be like, what are you talking about? But just in the language, I'm like, it always matters what I'm wearing. So I'm like, that was weird. And then also, I pulled the same card that was for the one that's for Wednesday, that was confusingly today as you're watching. I pulled the mission in motion card at the end of that, and it also, that's what that was all about. That transmission is what I'm hearing. I don't like that word because it makes me cringe. I prefer activation, but yeah, it was a transmission, and that's why it's only 20 minutes. But you know, that's on the Ko-fi, because it's like, it's not for everyone. Whatever it was I said in it, it's only for some people that are called to go and see. Because I was like, oh, it's a test for me to see how this works. It's that too, but it is also like, when I watched it back, I was like, no, it is a powerful message, but it's just not. It's not going to make sense to everyone. Like I said, even if it's like, even if you get guided to go and watch that, it's, you can see it as it's a way to, it's a nice energy exchange for me for all the other free stuff that I put out there. But again, don't do that if you're not in the way to do it. I really genuinely just mean it's like, it's a message for people. But you know, in a way you can do an energy exchange. You can like the video and you can comment. If you're shy, just like it. I don't know who likes it. And thank you. Right, so what have we got here? Why am I shuffling these? I'm intimidated by you. I feel somebody's coming to the end of that. Like, I feel where they felt intimidated by you, I feel it's like now that's dissipating. And it's because if this is you, you're beginning to get to know yourself better. So you're starting to understand, yeah, that it's your, you know, you can't be intimidated back from your soulmate forever. So that's, sometimes the soulmate card comes out as like, you know, somebody that's not a twin flame, but I felt that was about like, you know, being intimidated by your twin flame, because a lot of people, you know, before it became really popular, didn't know what a twin flame was. They would be like, oh, I feel like they're my soulmate. So this is fucking crazy. Sorry, but that is 2 decks together. That is fucking crazy. This is what I mean. If people have followed me for the 9 years that I've been on, like, it's 9 years next summer that I've been in public doing this, right? You'll know what I mean. Like, it's every single video that's happening. But I do keep saying this, but I have always done that every video at least once. But it just like that. Anyway, I don't know why I keep saying that's gonna have meaning too, because I keep annoying myself with that. But wow. There's the thumbnail. Because I'm going to write something about rose colours. Awkward, but anyway. So you might be in an awkward situation, you know what I mean? Wow, yeah, the rose-coloured glasses are coming off. It's dissipating. And I feel like I can be my true self around you. Again, somebody is realising it was their own fear holding them back, as well as, like I said, other karmic energies holding you back. All of us, if you let them. I feel like I'm not good enough for you. That's somebody's own fear holding them back. But again, that's dissipating. It's coming to completion. And I'm going to read this dissipating one, or I'm not going to have the energy to film the next one. I was going to say a daydream of you, but a dream of you. Yeah, and that's very Neptune and Pisces too. I feel somebody's dreams are given, because they're pulling me the word dream again, someone's dreams is giving them a lot of clarity. There is a third party. So again, for some people, that is the the third party is, you know, coming to an end. Or it's starting to break down is what I'm taking that to mean. Dissipating completely. It's like the third party is starting to break down. You know, like I said, it's dead. It's a dead situation for a lot of people. Or this can be other third parties, like anybody that's interfering in the connection. It doesn't need to be romantic. That could be like somebody's addiction. That could be like an addiction to fantasizing and daydreaming about the twin flame connection rather than finding out the reality, because it might be worse. I just shuffled and it came out again. They're like, that's the message. And there's something I'm hiding from you. This is very Venus and Scorpio. So again, this keeps coming out. So it's definitely going to make sense to some people out there that it's like, and again, I can feel when it's like someone's hiding their feelings, and I can feel when it's a bit shadier or darker secrets. So it does feel like, but whatever it is, I feel like that's coming to an end and somebody's coming clean. So if it's just the feelings, what is it we need to know? I wish I treated you better. Like, I feel someone's going to have some sort of take responsibility, acknowledge that the way in which they treated you wasn't fair. That's what I'm feeling. And I look for you everywhere. My life is not together as it seems, and I wish I could share my good news with you. No, it's a distraction from your pain. Yeah, so I do feel for some people it's like I feel like the secret is it's like, you know, this person has always thought highly of you, but again, I keep saying this, but it's because it's true for many people, if not all. It's that it's like, you know, they made out that they didn't care when they've always felt a lot for you. There's something significant about April here. So I feel there could have been some kind of, what did that say? I wish I'd treated you better. I feel there could have been some sort of something that happened around April or around the solstice, kind of March, April, because it had this like springtime around the heightened energies of the, you know, the change of the season. Because, you know, that is coming out of a period of darkness that time, and it's success. Like, yeah, and now, because what they're saying to me, it's like they're talking, is that it's like somebody's achieved something, they're coming into some kind of success, and they want to share this good news with you, because that, I don't always get a good feeling with that, and that's what I was tapping into. Like sometimes, like, oh, I've got good news to you. You always think, oh, like, you know what I mean? It's like a pregnancy or something, and it could be like, you know what I mean? It could be for some people, it's like, you know, but I wasn't really getting that bit, because it's like, you know, I've got some good news to share with you. But what I'm saying is, if this is for twin flames, it's not good. It's not going to be good news for twin flames if they've got somebody else pregnant. So that doesn't, but it doesn't, it might, again, it could, again, I don't want to cause panic in people, but I mean, I have these things do happen and I have helped people with this. So I'm just being realistic. But it more feels like some sort of good news. Like it could be like someone's out of a dark place, or they've come into some sort of success, money, I don't know, it's something. What do we need to know? In need of help, assistance, or guidance. Yeah, celebration, fun, enjoyment. I do feel it is something. It's like a masculine, like a whole wave of masculine collectives that they're just coming into a happier place after a real period of darkness. Temporary situation. So again, and the temporary situation might be that it's like something is in the middle of ending, and they're celebrating something coming to an end, and that's the good news that someone wants to share. Yeah, look, time to act. And so it's something about it wasn't time before and it is now. I don't know. Right, okay, let's read Dissipating. I know that was a bit of a mixed bag. But I have to, you know, I have to help different people with different things. So just take the bits that resonate and leave the rest. Sometimes it's like a personal reading, and sometimes it's different bits for different people. But it's just I've got my own language of those cards, and I do sometimes think that way. I wish I could tell you about good news. It's like whenever you think, oh, I've got something to tell you, it's like one of the first things you can say is somebody pregnant. Canary yellow. I am more than I think I am. So this is a sacral chakra card, you know, your sexual energy, your creativity, your fire, your passion, how you receive, or if you're not open to receiving, you know, just briefly, this is a solar plexus. This is taking your power back, which is what I'm about with everything I do. That's why everything I do is soul retrieval, whatever. Oh, and actually, that's in line with the session that I had today. Oh, yeah, because it's already 20 minutes. The session I had today was amazing. So I said to her I was going to say it anonymously. But basically, long story short, without going into all the details, she told me what she'd come to see me for, and I had felt like I said something about like, you know, I feel like where this is hitting in your chart, and I didn't have her chart saved in my phone. so I looked after, but it was meant to happen like this because I just feel into it. Like you said, you saw, I just spoke for however many minutes without using the cards. Feel like 10, 15 minutes, however, and then the cards just back up what I'm saying. But it was like that. I felt that she was going through some particularly painful karmic lessons, like basically karmic as in, you know, it's not pleasant what's happening to you, but it's teaching you to take your power back, you know, to find your strength, like to fight back basically. And because that is a female in divine masculine energy, like most of my clients, that is what I see for all divine masculines, whether it's in a personal session or whether I'm doing distance clearing and healing for the collective, or what I can feel for my own twin flame. But it's like, you know, everybody on that journey is the same. It's about taking your power back, and speaking up. And that's why I'd said to her, like, you know, that that shamanic journey soul retrieval that I done on Halloween, the one that's got the inner child and it's got a teddy in the title and it's got the word peace on the thumbnail if you want to know what one it is. It's only, you know, so far down on the lives. I'd suggested that person go and listen to that as well, you know, because it was one of these things, like, and this is what I was saying to her, it's funny, like I have some people where I do sessions and it's like we have to do like a part 1 and a part 2. And it's, you know, it could be like kind of very twin flamey, like in 2 parts, but for some reason I actually said to her, I feel it's the way that she processes. So that doesn't happen with many people, but it always happens with this person. So I'm going to finish up what we done today tomorrow. Now, sometimes with people it would be like, you know, you have to leave it like longer than that, you know, but for some really deeper shamanic work, you know, it would be over 4 sessions, and there might be like 3 weeks in between each session. You know, that's actually one of my packages that, you know, if it's a soul retrieval we're doing, I'll leave the time in between there. So if you're ever interested in doing that deeper work with me, you know, you could basically, you're doing a session a month and working on some, that would be like generational healing, ancestral healing, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, the point is and I said to her, like, you know, it's entirely up to you. It is a 2-hour video. So if she doesn't listen to that tonight, it's no biggie, and I'm going to help her in the 1-to-1 session. But it was just specifically what she needed was literally a perfect fit with what that journey was about. So we used the time otherwise. But yeah, it's just, and what I'm trying to say is when I looked at her chart after, it was exactly what I said. And so that's me just feeling into it. And so that's what I mean by, and that, there's so many connections. That is what I said on the one that's on Ko-fi. I spoke about the fact that the type of astrology I do, I don't even know what to call it half the time, but it's ancient astrology. Like I'm just remembering it from a past life because I just felt it. And what I said was exactly what it is, like where it is in her chart is exactly what that is. Painful karmic lessons, because it was hitting her Chiron. Like it was just, and particularly where it is in the charts. Again, I'm not going to, it's anonymous, but I mean, I could even tell you the places, but it was really pretty fascinating. So again, if you're ever interested in me looking at your chart, that's on the schedule. We've got the really big one, the Psychic Astrology Empowerment, which is a bigger investment, but it's life-changing. I put the review for that quite a lot, my favourite one. Or loads of you have had it actually. And but it just evolves over time. Or I've got a smaller sort of scale of that. As if I've already looked at your chart, I can just look at what's going on right now. But anyway, so I just wanted to share that. So Canary, a pet bird, has wonderful ideas for an action movie starring his owner, Mrs. Robinson. They frequently, I'm just laughing, there might be some sort of thing where, oh, well, I know that is the case for some people. There might be some kind of thing going on there where like you're older than your twin or they're older than you. I don't know, just that's what came to me, Mrs. Robinson. They frequently discuss the exciting plot with friends and family, but when they are given money to make the screenplay a reality, Canary and Mrs. Robinson choose to go on a cruise instead. For the rest of their lives, they talk about their great story and exist in a fantasy and not a reality. Wow. And that's what I mean. I said that before I read that. So I do feel this is about people bringing an end to fantasizing and not bringing it into reality. And it reminds me of the bit in that film, oh God, what's that one again? I kept calling it Before We Go, but it's Before We Leave. And I actually do want to quote it properly. Where is it? Here we go, Before We Go. So, and that film's all about someone being at a crossroads. What bit does it remind me of? Right, he sees his ex, intense awkward chat. Right, okay, so this is quite interesting. This is going to be relevant to someone, right? So in that film, he helps her face her fears and she helps him face his fears. And basically, he's scared to find out if there's any future for him in this ex, right? That's relevant that I said about pregnancy because, yeah, I mean, well, I just watched the film, but I'm scratching my nose now too. So there's a loved one in spirit telling me this. So basically, the gist of it is that he has, been fantasizing about this ex, and then so the one he's just met, which is like, it's really like their twin flames, but they've just met, so it's love at first sight. So they don't know each other, but they're bonding over helping each other and telling stories. And basically, she encourages him to just pull the plat. She's like, look, just find out. You know what I mean? And then basically, yeah, he goes to face his fears, and we can probably imagine. I may as well just tell you that it's like, she's pregnant, you know what I mean, to somebody else, and she's happy because she said, oh, we can go for a coffee, but it's like he finds out when he goes to speak to her. So, but the point is, it's not really to do with details, but trust me, that will have something to do with something somewhere. It's these things could happen, couldn't it? Like if you leave things too late, you'll hit somebody up and it's like, they've moved on, like they're with someone else or they're fucking really with someone else and that's happened. But it's kind of like, I think it's people's fears, like, not wanting to get to that stage, or it's just the sheer fact of it's a lot of masculine energies need to come out of the fantasizing and find out what the answer is, find out what the reality is. That's the message. So, oh wait a minute, I didn't read the. So I've wrote they help each other, and I've wrote he sees his ex, intense and awkward chat, and then she says, trust me, I'm the poster girl for running is easier. And he says, I haven't seen her in 6 years, and I was awful, that was embarrassing. Yeah, because he loses his words kind of thing. So that see, so it's kind of mixing up karmic stuff with twin flames. I just looked at 37. 37 is about following your north node, your destiny. But it's like, and there's a whole, throughout that word, there's a whole thing they talk about the word displacement or something. It's French, and it means disorientation. So again, someone feels all over the place. That's very Neptune and Pisces. He gets blinded by proposing. He gets blinds. Right, okay, yeah. Oh, that's what I've said before as well. I do feel that has happened to, obviously this isn't everyone, but I do feel for some people in this collective, it's like there's either been engagements or something like that, and then there's been betrayals after like that is already in place, something like that, because that's what happens in that film. Like he was about to propose to her and she dumped him, the ex. So and he says, why is it that any one decision always seems to be small to the biggest decision of your life? I don't know, but sometimes you have to just make the choice and jump, you're right. And he's like, you're right. So the point is, and then I wrote here, he goes for it and the girl's pregnant. And it's like, the point is, it's like, you could be like, oh God, that's shit. But it's like, the point is, he actually wasn't even, and that wasn't even right for him. Do you know what I mean? So it's really that pregnant girl, and that's a karmic, you know what I mean? So there you go. That's like another false twin flame thing. It's like, you could think that they're going to encourage each other to go back to the love of their life, but it's not. He's wanting to go back to somebody that wasn't right with, and that person's moved on. And she's wanting to go back to a cheating ex. Like, you know what I mean? That is not twin flames. They're twin flames. So there's something about confusion here. If you could read between whatever all this means to someone. And then after he does it and he's brave, he says, that's probably the most okay I've been since she's left, because at least I know something concrete, And then I've put like divine feminine and divine masculine, often not wanting to know, wanting to stay in the fantasy. Instead of having fantasies and years of possibilities, I know it's over. So thank you for that. So that's a message for people too. And it's actually very in line with the message I gave yesterday about So this is why it can make sense to divine feminine or divine masculine. Like some divine feminines have been in that position where you've had to put yourself in the line, you've had to tell this person your feelings, and you've had to face rejection. Like whether you knew that you were going to be rejected, or you'd hope that it was going to be like, oh wow, when I tell this person how I feel, they're going to like instantly be like, I feel the same. It doesn't always go that way, believe me. But it's kind of like, it's that kind of thing of, I feel if you're true twin flames, many of the divine counterparts are starting to mirror that courage. So if you've put yourself out on the line, however you do that, some of us do it in this way. I feel it's people are, if they've not already caught up to that, they're starting to, because that's how it works. Somebody jumps and be brave. If it's your true twin flame, they'll mirror you. And brave is different for different things. And then they talk about, but that's why you came to New York for a sign. So he went to New York for a sign, but the sign was the girl. The girl that he meets is a twin flame. And then that's when they go to the psychic, and the psychic's like, says to the girl who's a divine masculine in this film, it confuse things. She's like, the psychic's like, you could go either way. But if you go with, basically, it's something along the lines of, if you choose him, basically he was basically saying the best option for your happiness is the guy you're sitting beside. But she just met him that night, so you know what I mean. So again, if you've known your twin flame a long time, just take it to be like, if you've been out each other's lives a long time, you don't know each other because you're brand new to each other. You've changed that much. So whatever that all means to someone, what do we need to know? Man cave, yeah. So again, I feel this is about the people that have been in their man cave or women cave, healing themselves, taking alone time, problem solving, depression, isolation, hermit, sadness, wounds, shadow work. Someone's taken a lot of time to go inward, and I feel it daydreaming. This is a fantasy going to reality, and they've had enough of this daydreaming now. Did I read all of this? Beware of being imprisoned by the story you tell. Do you intend to do what you say? A lack of planning does not indicate misfortune. Am I doing what I say? Taking action, content to dream, going in circles, strong intelligence, making excuses, procrastinating. Again, if you do any of that, please come and book a session, because that's what I help people get out of. And our lovely Nathan is a great example of that, because I had a session with him a few weeks ago and he's not feeling stuck anymore. He's moving forward. It's fucking exciting. This is what people need to do. Companionship, connection, assistance, fantasizing, escapism, dreams and goals, desires, passive, not taking action, ungrounded, manifesting. And now we've got this one, you know what I mean? There's a theme, guys. If you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. But we want to get you there, basically. Sit quietly with what you speak of so frequently. So close your eyes. And I'm just going to get you to quickly breathe in, telling yourself relax, and breathe out, telling yourself release. Continue to do that. I'm doing this very quick though. A wave of sagey tornado mist swirls from the top of your head all the way down your feet. The roots of the tree growing down, 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 all the way down the bottom of Mother Earth, whatever you imagine it to be. Disconnect from the old earth of fear, lack, negativity. Connect to the new earth, keeping the lessons, letting go of the pain. And that's very like the bit of the film I just said. Connecting to the new earth of peace, calm, abundance, balance of your inner masculine, feminine, and therefore attracting healthy, balanced relationships of all kinds. And I feel the relevance of me telling those stories is about, I feel in some of these connections, some of you have had to allow others to heal from addictive, codependent, karmic connections. Otherwise, you would have got all tangled up in it, and that would have been no good for anyone. And open your eyes, and my hand just went to someone new is coming. I'm mind blown, by the way. I'm mind blown at how they use my mediumship. It's forever mind blowing me. Sorry, it really doesn't. Sorry, not sorry, it does. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. It blows my mind every day. But that film is, they are new to each other. They're brand new, but they've clearly been connected in a past life. Because when they meet as well, what was it at the start? I didn't know I was going to be talking about this film, but this is what's like the gift that he was given to. She says something to him about she says, have you ever had that feeling that you just know someone is meant to play a major role in your life? And he just smiles and says, yeah, but you can tell he's thinking, yeah, because I'm thinking that about you. But she'd already been talking about her husband, right? And then you find out later on, it's like, because there's this big mystery, right? What the fuck's this big mystery with the husband? But it's because the husband was cheating. Anyway, you need to watch it. It's a bit of a weird. I did like it, you know what I mean? I did like it, but I don't know if everyone would. But Someone new is coming, an important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. For whoever was still caught up with karmic, hot and cold addictive partnerships, it's like, that's what's been clearing. But the illusion is shifting. Just like that guy was in a fantasy about having a life with that ex, and then it's like something's happened. So I think it's like tower moments have happened to people where, like, I don't know, somebody that they're lusting after ends up cheating on them, or the rose-colored glasses drop, you know, they're shown for not being a nice person. I don't know, it's something like that. It's not for everyone, but anyway, so close your eyes again. So sit quietly with what you speak of so frequently. Take a breath. What do you wish to do? Become aware of the feeling in your body. Is it apprehension? Enthusiasm? In your mind's eye, take one step towards carrying out your wish. In your mind's eye, for nobody that knows, but I'm sure that's not many, but in case somebody doesn't know, that's the bit in between your brows. For example, are you thinking of writing a book? Pull out the first sheet of paper or turn on the computer. Then take the next step, then the next. Will you dream it or do it? And it's on page 37, which is my sign for follow your North Node. So I think we'll leave that there. This was a bit of a longer one for the Thursday, but that's fine. I'm going to film Friday now. Please like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, book a personal session if you are stuck procrastinating or confused about who your twin flame is, or healing your heart from karmic situations. I could go on and on, but this is all the stuff that I help people with hypnosis, shamanic healing, soul retrieval, coaching, counselling, whatever, whatever it is that you're needing. The services are all there. See you later.